Hey, today I am going to be messing around with a HP ProDesk 600 G1 small form factor. It's a very common machine, easy to work on too. They have the quick release type situations. It has a pull handle, or like a latch. Boink. We're talking about upgrading or refurbing the 600 G1. The thing that I was most interested in is the ability to boot from NVMe. I had to flash custom firmware or just do a modification of the current one, and I have a PCIe NVMe. One of these little guys. As far as I know, you may not get the best performance out of it, but I think any machine with a PCIe lane, you can plug in an NVMe. It's just a matter of if you can boot from it or not, because that makes a big difference. Being able to take an old HP ProDesk workstation and actually boot from the NVMe, I consider a game changer. Whenever you're opening these guys, some of them will work just fine like that. And you just pull up and it ratchets. I've had some though, if you don't release these first, it's gonna break them tabs. Just trying to demonstrate some of this fucking looks. This isn't grimy. That's actually not the worst thing in the world. It's not caked on. Just the point that it's loose enough to ball up and make little bunnies. But I'm definitely gonna blow this out. Get some more life into it. Speed trace. Push tabby. Yizbs. Well, going this far. Yeesh. Again, it's not caked on nastiness. I don't love my hand being gritty, but I'm not like creeped out. I cannot see it as clear as this. I was just looking at the cooler, thinking if I want to pull the fan off or anything like that, but geesh. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get a light. It's caked in the actual DDR slots. I hadn't seen that before. I don't know that would even disrupt the connection. I mean, if it's enough, for one, it won't seat all the way. I don't know if them being just kind of dirty makes that huge of a deal. I think that right there, yeah, I think you'd be having issues not knowing what's going on if you just blindly plug things in and started going. Wow, that's not even what I was trying to get an image of. I was looking at that. How caked it is behind the fan. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Where else is it gonna go? But I just hadn't seen it like that. Get this fucking cotton ball out of the way. Man. Being this close on it, you can see a lot more of that grime. It's just kind of fascinating. Okay, decided to take the fan off because it is just caked on there, and then it got a little, not super tricky, but it has these stupid freaking tabs that well, just hacked the system. I was gonna sit here and try to like pinch those together and pull it out, and that those assholes covered up the hole to get this through. See if I can get these two blind. I think I got it. Where that screw went. Yeah, there we go. That's something. That is something. I don't know why I start talking in like a southern accent. It is actually. Oh. The fan seemed really good, honestly. You figure it would get a friction, wearing it down and all that, but Yum. There's dust collecting around the house. Y'all ready for this? And get this puppy up and running. We got it all cleaned out. This thing was pretty gnarly. Just need a little bit of love though. And I think these are both the same. Just brand, of course. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the big honker. Just because it looks cool. Ooh. Thinking the heat shielding thing just like, yeah, it just kind of buckled on the top a little bit, but that sounded horrible. That just made me cringe so hard. Wow. All right. There we go. Come on, you fuckers. I swear I opened all these. I don't know how they would even possibly snap shut again. It's them spring loaded. I'm surprised, honestly, I haven't seen that. Someone sudden just to do it just because. No benefit besides just to piss you off whenever you're struggling. Man, this stuff's old. I guess this was literally crammed with dust. Hope I got good video of that. Which one? And again, wait. This is just for backup. I will. It won't hurt to plug it in. The dark blue one, the one that's off color, of course, is the correct one. Got plenty of space up here. I often like to try to find something that's already in the case to just wedge things like this down. You know, you usually find these little, I don't know what you would call these things. In my brain, I just thought like the word spring leaf or something, but no, I don't think that's even like closed one PCIe X P2. I don't know where the label. Oh, it's right over here where I couldn't see it. I was like, well, I'm not counting enough of them, but I don't even see the 16X or X16 or however the hell you say that. So it looks like all of them are. I mean, why did I even look? I'm such an idiot. I wonder if these are more than one lane. I question you in the name of the fast speeds. Now that has me wondering, I don't know if this is Gen 2 or 3. I feel like this is going to be Gen 2. So a 1X at Gen 2, is it worth it? These little single lane cards, X1, 1X, TIE Fighters, all those. If it's Gen 2, it's would only be 500 megabits a second. Therefore, you're not going to get any different performance out of this than you would with this. I would like to actually do some research on that though, or maybe even some practical tests. I still feel like you just get better responsivity. I still feel like even if they were bottlenecked by your system, it's going to be quicker on the NVMe, because in my brain at least, like maybe it won't translate, but everything it does on its own, on itself, should be super fast. Now, and maybe, you don't always have to see what it's doing fast for it to be fast. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm not thinking about it correctly. Now, the real question is, what is your generation? Talking about your PCIe generation. And so this is DDR3. I mean, I just put it in. Why am I kind of keep these. HP sometimes barks at you if their motherboard doesn't have exactly what they were expecting it to. Wow, that squeak to me just sounded just like R2D2. Now, this little fella here, I do not believe will boot up and let you boot off of the NVMe as is. Here's a BIOS mod that I had to do with my other machine. I'll have to make sure that's still as straightforward as I believe it was. You got a new sister. You just got a bathtub. This little lady's a little bit dirty. Nice and clean. As long as I keep this unobstructed, it's honestly a really good case for airflow if you take all the crap off. And then of course I had not seen that. It's just broke did all. Oh, whoa. I forgot the phone was in there. That's gonna be some fun footage. There. See how you handle it. Yeah. All I was trying to do was show that port and everything. That was exciting. Where the fuck is the lens at? So I'm glad I noticed that. I'm not going to replace it or anything. I might take the unplug the entire thing. I could imagine either is shorting out or could be shorting out. Definitely, if someone didn't know about it and they went to plug something in, I couldn't imagine that not shorting out. I'm just going, like, in my brain, I just imagine the person that, you know, who it happened to. Once that sucked. I bet you they had something plugged in and tripped over the cable and it just probably slowly made a crack and then got bigger. Damn, I thought I'd cleaned the hell out of this thing. It's crazy. All right. Now that I've thrown the phone around and noticed that gnarly bit of trouble, I have to get booting time. Right? You know, it's booting time. Right? All right.
Booting the third time in the last 10 minutes. This time with a different adapter, because I just learned something. This is what I'm using those screws, especially these little things. This is what I was using, and I moved to one that had the, I think it was 4X. This is just a single, and there's a big 2, it's a little bit bigger, 4, 8, 6, now. That's what it got last time. And the first time, it got 400 or maybe under 5. It was under 5 minutes. There we go. Yeah, that's a little more like what an NVMe should give. I didn't even catch that my first go around when it was 400. I was just like, hey, it's booted, it's working, I'm happy, and like the system started so fast. That's what actually got me. I was gonna like talk through the boot or something, and it was just up, and I'm like, I didn't even know there was an OS on here. Yeah. 3.1. I downloaded a couple things and then found one that's actually just like Crystal Disk Mark. When I started it and then I saw the 400, that twin, it like hit me. It was, I guess, maybe just a more familiar setting. The other numbers, I'm just like, oh, that's just a number somewhere. Who cares? I saw it on here. I'm like, I haven't seen that low performance since, you know, just playing SSDs. Actually, before I even did any of this, I had to look up the drive to Western Digital SN720. I was like, is this one of their like just bottom of the barrel? I mean, geez, that's underperforming what the specs say. I think it said 3600. Hell, it's 3.1 over here. Man, you can never take shit at 100, and you should never take an NVMe at 400. I don't know that I ever would have noticed. Would have maybe noticed if I started trying to transfer file. I think that's when I would have noticed. Besides that, just booting, downloading things here and there, going to websites, even like playing games and stuff. I don't know that I would have had a reason to check any further. Kind of a lesson, like, check things. That's like people that set up the FPS or, you know, a great monitor video card, and you scale everything up and they realize their monitor, they never turn the setting up in their monitor. Getting my 2013 HP ProDesk 600 G1, I think it's pretty modern. My question now, are these different generation? Is it PCIe Gen 2 on the small ones? Because my Z420 server, it's like 2 3.0s and 3 PCIe 2.0s. I didn't didn't know that for a good year or so. Whenever I kept trying to dig for info on these, HP doesn't list PCIe specs back then. They just say, we have them. It's PCIe. Yeah, have fun. I could not find one documentation on yes or no that it's, PCIe 3 or anything.